What's up guys, it's 𝓂𴑃 and today I'm going to be doing a Q&A and I'm also going to be like getting ready because I hate just sitting there and talking, but also I would love to be able to sit there and talk more, but I feel so awkward, like I don't know what to do, you know? But anyways, let's get into this. First I'm going to be like addressing how I moved out at 16 because like a lot of people have questions about that, and right now I'm just like putting on primer. So the first question is, do you have a job? How can you afford to live alone? Well, I don't live alone and my only job is YouTube. Everyone's always asking like, what job do you have? How do you make enough money to live on your own? And I only do YouTube and I get paid like a normal salary I would like working at a grocery store basically. So that's basically how I get my money, and I have a roommate, so it's way easier to like pay for things and have like still disposable income left afterwards, which if you're trying to move out, especially at a younger age, I would recommend getting a roommate, but like with someone you trust, not like some random person, because that could potentially be dangerous. Because of coronavirus, rent was really cheap when I moved in at like the end of April. Like my rent is only upwards of $800, which is really nice because I live in a really nice place. Also, neither me or my roommate had credit, so we had to pay 2 months of rent in advance, which like I'm cool with that, like as long as you're letting us move in. Are you currently living alone? No, I'm not living alone. I have a roommate, which I think is really good for me because I don't know how I could like fully live alone, which I'd hope to be able to live alone if I needed, but also it's so much better to have some kind of like stimulus. How hard was the moving out process as a 16-year-old? I mean, honestly, it really wasn't that hard, probably because like everything's kind of like easier to do now. Just getting this place was just so easy because of coronavirus, I'm not gonna front. Rent was so fucking cheap and shit. It wasn't that hard. The only thing that was like a con was that moving out is always going to cost more than you realize, so you should probably like save up way more than you need. It would be pretty easy to like get an apartment as long as you're getting paid like $12 an hour, but it's hard to get a job that will pay you $12 an hour. You'd have to live in a really cheap place. But here's the thing, moving out always costs more than you like expect it to, because like it's like something new pops up every single day, like, oh, I need this, I don't have this, I'm gonna need this, like I don't have this to bake or some shit. So you should always, if you're gonna move out, you should save up way more than you intend to, and if you don't have credit, you're probably gonna have to pay rent a few months in advance, especially if you're younger. And also, you can't own an apartment like legally yourself unless you're at least 18 in a lot of places, I'm pretty sure. All in all, I would say the process really wasn't that hard. I think it was like more fun and exciting, if anything, but like figuring out bills and stuff, I think that was pretty easy because I don't think it's as complicated as a lot of people make it out to be, but I definitely feel like moving out, like getting your own place and shit, should be like a required class in school, like teaching you all that stuff. Like I know you can do electives that help you with learning about like finances and stuff that you'll need, but I feel like there should be whole classes on like teaching about life, you know, and how to get yourself by. Basically, that's like all I can really think of telling you guys. Like if you want to move out, like go for a cheaper place, get a roommate. I only have a 1-bedroom, so that's a big part of why rent is really cheap. It didn't take that long at all for me and my roommate to save up, because like when you're getting like 2 incomes mixed, that's like a lot of disposable income, and bills really aren't that much, like as long as you're conserving energy. My electricity bill was $60, but only because we use the AC like all the fucking time because it's so hot up here. We're on like the 4th floor and it's so fucking hot. I know like a lot of my followers who are like in the same situation as me, and they really want to move out too, and like I wish so badly like a lot of you guys could, but it is like getting money for it is really hard, because like if I didn't have YouTube, I would probably not be able to move out. I don't want my mom to know where I am, so I'm waiting until I'm 18 to get like an actual job. But you have to make sure you have like steady income, which is like harder when you're younger. Like I wouldn't actually 100% recommend like moving out when you're so young. In the future, would you like to move out of the city you live in now, or if you do, where would you want to go? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Oh, and where would you like to travel? Okay, thank you. I'm having like an okay day. I'm just chilling. I don't want to be in the same place for the rest of my life, because I think that's just really boring. And I don't get how people do that, like live in one city for the rest of their life. I'd at least like to do a lot of traveling, like to Germany and shit. And I'd love to visit Norway. I'd love to go overseas. Do you ever do any looks with your natural eyes? I think they're absolutely beautiful. I do looks with my natural eyes, but usually when I'm gonna film, like I need to see, so I put my contacts in. Like I think my natural eyes are really pretty too, and I want to go to the optometrist soon and get some more clear contacts, because like I really love my natural eyes and I would love to do more looks with them. But I can't see, so it fucking sucks. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to change the battery pack in my camera. But what are your ultimate goals or interests you want to complete in life? It can be important or minuscule, like you want to be a professional tattoo artist, or something like you want to knit a blanket at some point. At age 12 or something, one of my goals was to learn how to knit, and I would like go over to my neighbor's house and she would just like teach me how to knit, and then one day I just stopped going, and I wonder where she is now. I would like to, like, one of my main goals in life is to become better at tattooing. I'm not sure if I'll ever like necessarily open up a shop or anything, but I'd love to become like better at doing my own tattoos. One of my goals, which I know is like really like basic, but it would probably be to like have at least one kid, just to like see how raising a kid is. Like even if it's just like adopting a kid, I would love to like raise a kid into a nice home. I'm not even sure if I'd like want to raise a kid in this like world right now, but if things get better in the future, maybe. Did you decorate your room yourself, or did you get some kind of inspiration? Well, what I did for a majority of like the decorating I did, I just looked up like keywords that I liked on Amazon, and I looked through all the fucking decorations like till my eyes hurt. Also, Pinterest is a really nice place to find inspiration, but I feel like all the rooms on there look exactly the same. What type of weird phases have you gone through? Okay, so I'm not sure what you mean by like weird, like out of the normal, but I went through a lot of like normal phases that I feel like everyone goes through. Like when I was 12, I went through my like trans phase where I like wasn't really confident with my gender, and then I realized that like I'm just non-binary. And then when I was like 12, I also went through my emo phase, which was great. I'm so glad that happened to me. Like I would hate to grow up and then go through an emo phase. Like people in their 20s in their emo phase, like nothing like wrong with you. Like I still fuck with the emo phase hard, but I'm glad I went through it younger as opposed to older. I also went through my like phase where I was obsessed with cats, and like I watched Cats 101 all the time. And then I went through my Greek mythology phase, and I was obsessed with Percy Jackson and shit. Got any new tattoos? This is my newest tattoo. I did this a little bit ago, like maybe a week ago. I haven't been doing like a lot of tattoos lately. I mean, I only really do tattoos when I like feel connected to the designs I'm doing. Which band has been your fave you've seen live? Well, I don't have like a favorite band I've seen live, because like all the bands I saw live were like metal fest shit, and I wasn't like really into the bands. But my favorite person I've seen live is probably like Bones. What do you think your purpose in life is? I think my purpose would probably be just to learn. Like, I think learning is one of the most important things to do. I think everyone's purpose in life, like, at least one of their purposes should be to learn, because there's so much to know. Like, there's so much history behind us, and I'd love to know a lot of, like, be one of those bitches that knows a lot of things one day. How do you feel about the George Floyd situation, and do you feel like being white is a full-on privilege? P.S. I love you so much. I'm glad you're back. Thank you. I love you too. Also, I feel like police brutality in general is so fucked. I feel like we definitely need a reform in, like, how we train cops. Like, I feel like they at least need an associate's degree, because, like, look at doctors. They have one malpractice suit and their career is ruined. So I feel like the police should at least go to college for, like, 4 years, you know, and study things like psychology, general things that would help them handle situations better. I'm not sure. I think we should defund them too. Like, they should not have as much materials to use on people. But I'm not sure how I feel about completely getting rid of police, because I guess they still do some good, but, like, the amount of bad they do is, like, way more. My friend sent me this thing from, like, 2014 where a bunch of cops went on strike, and they were like, see how the world would be without us, and, like, crime rates actually did go down. So maybe that would be a good thing, but I'm not sure. We just have to play it by ears. But I'm so glad, like, everyone's getting so much more information, all the injustices, and some people are, like, changing their opinions and, like, becoming more informed. Like, that just makes me so happy. But yeah, I'm definitely glad, like, the efforts everyone are putting forth are, like, becoming heard. Where did you shop to decorate your apartment? Mostly, like, almost everything came from Amazon or the movie trading company, but I will be doing a room tour. Like, my next video probably is going to be a room tour, and I'm going to, like, go more in depth on where I got all my decorations. What artists have you been listening to, or genre? So, I've been listening to a lot of Never Shout Never and Field Medic, so I guess I'd say, like, folk, indie, pop, which, I don't know, I've just, like, not been as into, like, trap stuff, I guess. I really like hype music sometimes, but I've been in that, I have to be in a certain mood to listen to it, and I've been in that mood that's just, like, sad indie pop. When did you realize you were bipolar? Have you ever struggled with addiction? So I first realized something was wrong when I was, like, 13, and I had one of, like, the biggest breakdowns I'd ever had. I've been a really sad kid. I never thought something was, like, that wrong. I thought it was just normal. And then I just, like, it came to a point where it's like, I can't deal with this anymore. Like, I'm gonna explode if I keep going on this way. So with my mom, I had to do a lot of, like, terrible shit to actually get help in the first place. But at 14, I started seeing a therapist, and that's when I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I don't think I've, like, ever struggled with addiction, but my psychiatrist says that I do have an addictive personality, and that I gotta watch out for doing stuff because it can lead me down a very bad path. Do you / would you have a pet living with you in your new place? Well, honestly, okay, we're gonna get a cat in, like, maybe 3 months, which I'm really excited for because I love animals and I can't wait to have a pet because, like, I feel like that just makes you feel way less lonely. It's such, like, a nice thing having, like, something there with you to comfort you. Unless the pet's a fucking bitch, then you just feel crazy. I would really like to have a dog, but since we live on the 4th floor, I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna have to take that hoe down to pee a lot. And we don't really have a porch, so I can't even let that hoe pee on the porch either. You don't have to answer, but are you still in touch with your brother? Kind of. Like, when I first, like, said I was moving out, my brother was like, if you ever need any help with, like, adult stuff, you can just hit me up, like, paying bills and stuff like that. Which I really appreciate. Like, he's the best member in my family. I fucks with him. I really fuck with him. Oh, I hate this lighting. Okay, so that was the last question. So that means that's the end of this video, and this is the final makeup look. I don't know what I was going for, but thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.